All right, everyone. We are live. We are here for our mid-season finale of With Charles Lee Ray. We're here for season 3, episode 4 of Chucky, Dressed to Kill. And of course, we could not end this mid-season without our lovely neighbor, Alma from Nightmare on Fifth Street. Welcome, Alma.
Yay.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for having me. As always, I love being here.
We love having you. Like next season, we're just gonna be like, Alma, you're the third seat, right? And you'll be like, I didn't agree to that. Look.
I was in that meeting. I think I said yeah.
yeah. It's not new information. You just yeah.
Yeah. So yes.
I just have to say I am so sad we're not getting the rest of it like everybody else. And I think it's another reason why people need to pay people. Because I'm very bitter and salty because this was a damn good episode and I have to wait who knows how long to see what happens.
Yeah, agreed. But Alma, what's one of your first thoughts?
Definitely. Okay, I'm gonna go with the president's son because it was a little bit newer to introduce a little bit more of his like background a little bit. He was his sadness and I felt for him kind of. It was like the first time he had like a touching moment and he had like this moment with Lexi and I just thought it was a really nice thing to showcase like a little bit of that. I thought it was because he was going to get murdered. But
Same.
Grant gets on my damn nerves. I did think it was funny that he was reading his parents for looking the same when all he did was put on a black halo and some eyeshadow. And I'm like, well, nobody
had
tried
wings.
Here.
He had wings.
Oh, yeah. He really did the least. And he was like, that's how you always dress. I'm like, pot calling the kettle black much?
Yeah. I mean, I will say, I do think that what Chucky does so well as a series is no one is painted in just one way, right? We see, like, because the first time we meet Grant, maybe not the first time, but like the first time we really spend time with Grant, the first time I left him because he was smoking pot in the White House, and I thought that was funny. Then the second time we really spent time with him is he was so fucking annoying with Lexi and the boys in the ice cream shop. But I'm with you, Alma. I liked that we got a more vulnerable side to him this episode. I still don't know that I love the character. I'm okay if he gets killed in the second half, and I think he probably will. I think he needs to be. But I liked that, again, we're getting complex characters. They're not just like archetypes, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm. He was so just kind of vain and so shallow. So it's like, but all of them, they have more to him, more personality, and he's just kind of playing to that, and that's okay. We don't have to like him. Like I don't like him, but it was just a nice thing to see a little bit more. And I got a little excited because I was like, oh, he can die now because he's got the kiss of death. So,
yeah.
But
Lexi,
yeah.
No, if Lexi was out with a boy, he's dead. And I've been waiting for him to die. I was like, she finally did it. Take him, Chucky. Oh.
And I will say, so we learned a little bit more about Joseph's death. It's not even been a year, and they were already elected when he died. He died in the White House. We don't know why, how, or what, but he died in the White House, and I find that super interesting because it trauma bonds even Grant into this group a little bit, especially with Lexi, because I liked that moment at the end when he realizes that they were using him to get into the White House, and he says, you were using me, you're just like everyone else. And yeah, I was like, that's kind of true.
Who's using him? Nobody talks to him at school because he's obnoxious.
Well, Lexi and the boys were the trio.
Like everybody else, and I want to know who everybody else is. Are they in the room with us now? Like literally, he's just the most obnoxious kid I've ever seen on this show. I'm waiting for Chucky to take him away. I needed him to be under the chandelier, and he wasn't, and I'm sad about it. It's the one time Diamond See Me failed me. Look.
So my first thought is, I went into this thinking mid-season finale, right? It's going to be fireworks. It's going to be big. It's going to like leave us wanting more, which it did. But like, you could tell that when they were plotting this season out, this was just supposed to be an episode. Like it was just supposed to be the mid-season. It was, you know what I mean? Like this did not feel to me, this didn't have the fireworks that I wanted it to have as a mid-season finale.
We dropped a chandelier on a bunch of people and had their organs out and about and melted a bitch's face off. I feel like it's really good for a mid-season finale, especially with the ending being Chucky being like, "I'm dying, bitch," and I'm just like, yes.
Well,
like,
maybe it's because, and I'm not saying it wasn't good. Don't get me wrong. This was a good episode. It was a great episode. I really enjoyed it, especially the chandelier, all that. It was hard for me to find a bottom for this episode. And maybe it's because we haven't had a mid-season finale on the show yet. So I think I was expecting season finale energy, and I didn't get that.
I feel like the only thing. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was just saying okay.
I feel like the only thing missing from this being a season finale is we don't get like a nice little button on it, because they normally give us a button at the finales. But aside from that, this has the balls to the wall energy. And I was wanting to know if they knew they needed to end it here, or if they were just like going to keep going or what, because it does feel like this is what I want people to remember so they come back next year. And so either it just worked out lovely, or they were like, oh, we got to wrap this up for now. Fuck. I don't know, but I want to know, because again, we killed so many people. There are so many gag-worthy moments. Like if I worked out of my home, I'd be at the water cooler being like, oh my God, the organs, the selfies, the this, the that, the that. Mm-hmm. Like we got everybody moving. We got the president being haunted by his like dead son. We got Chucky doing Phantom of the Opera, but still gagging us because I made those jokes, but I wasn't like, we're going to drop a chandelier on people, right? And I should have been. Mm-hmm. I failed the assignment. I was all like, K-biography, Phantom. And they were like, think bigger, bitch, boom. And I was like, oh.
Right. And the chandelier moment, chef's kiss. Like I'm with you, Sharai. And I'm glad that you didn't see it coming either, because I did not see it coming, mm-hmm. and I absolutely should have, because like I loved all the Phantom calls. Like I loved his mask. I loved it. Like, but for some reason I was like, okay, I was like, are they going to poison him? Is it going to be in the punch? Is it going to be? Nope. It was going to be a chandelier. And little boy almost got it if Jake hadn't saved him.
When Jake did the whole action superstar sprint and dive, I was like, is this why the arms were out? So remember, he's been going to arm day. Like, we get it. We get it. You're a superhero now, Jake. And I hate that, because I've watched this kid grow up, because he's been on so many TV shows and movies. I've watched him grow up, and so I feel old knowing that now he's an adult going to the gym. I don't like it. We need to like make the babies. Like, they need to stay children forever, so I can pretend to be 25 forever. Like
they needed a moment though, because they haven't had a moment since they were interrupted. So it's kind of like, I know some people feel like the relationship isn't like really front. It's not enough of them being together and like looking like a couple. So I think it was like a dramatic, great way to show that Jake loves Devin, and that rescue was romantic. And it was so cute. And I love Devin. He's so adorable. He's so cute.
Yeah.
But yeah,
it's like he was showing off his outfit and then talking about who made it for him. I was like, wow. Yeah. But also Jake owed him this, because Jake was not winning last season, and I was like, Devin, you might need to move on. I know he's the lead, but do better.
And I think I disagree with those people that think that Jake and Devin's relationship is not front and center. I think, especially this season, maybe if we look at season 2, maybe that's where the criticism comes from, and that might be fair. But I think this season it has been like pretty central. Like this episode with him saving him, the whole like this guy made it, and like introducing your boyfriend to the fucking president and the first lady without like saying he's your boyfriend, but saying he's your boyfriend. I think it's been great this season.
I mean, Devin Sawa was going to die again anyway. So like, what are you going to do about it?
I thought he was going to die. I was like, when he picked up Chucky, I was like,
for a minute I did. And I remember that like Devin Sawa was tweeting he wasn't done yet. And he couldn't say what it was, but we all knew what it had better be. And so I was like, he's got more scenes. So we're not going to kill him in the midseason.
I would have died. It would have been too funny for me if he did get killed in this episode and they brought him back as a different character.
That's what I thought. I was hoping they would do that just to be funny. I was like, he can't go away. We need him. And
like he's the Speaker of the House.
Because she about to be dead. That was one of my thoughts last night. I'm just like, if he keeps wandering away and they kill him, we're not going to have him in the back half. What's this like 4 episodes without Devon Sawa? But like also, I don't think we're gonna hire him again the same season this time because we didn't write it in already. Like when he was twin brothers, the math ain't mathin'. Stick with your group. Hands in the cart, please. Devon Sawa, report to the office. So every time we wandered away, I was like, don't do it, Devon. I know you seen that Final Destination. You were in that bitch. Don't do this.
Yes. I also had to shout out this season for all of their great cameos. When Nia Vardalos showed up on my screen, I was like,
who that?
The cook. She's my big fat Greek wedding.
Ellen.
Oh, I never saw that. Yeah.
Well,
okay.
She's a big comedian. She's a big female comedian.
She's a writer director.
Yeah.
But she was playing like a character, and I thought that character was supposed to also be a famous character. So I had written it down. Evelyn, that's who she played.
Yeah.
And I was like, is that somebody I'm supposed to know? Like I didn't know if they're trying to dupe me again. But she was good.
I was like, who this Martha Stewart person? And I remember that like Tiffany Valentine had an affinity for Martha Stewart. So of course she would find an off-brand Martha Stewart to also idolize and worship for the sake of not being sued for the show during that thing.
But yes, when I saw Nia Vardalos, I was like, oh my God, that's so fun. And then they always get great deaths, just like Kenan Thompson in the last episode. Her death went on for like 6 minutes, and I loved all of it.
I thought her death was going to be the death of the episode, and I should have known better. I have to stop doubting Charles Lee Ray. I have to just be like, bitch, you don't know what he's going to do. Stop. Because I was like, oh, that was really good. Okay, if that's the death of the episode, fine. And he's like, haha, bitch, the chandelier right in front of your face. And I was like, ah! So I was like, I'm still not recuperated from this bitch melting her face. And now you're slicing off other people's faces. Okay, I'm in. Like,
yeah, I had to look away. The cheese grater, what's it called? That because I'm thinking of
the peeler,
Evil Dead Rise.
Yes.
The peeler, doing that over and over. I don't know if you've ever done that when you're peeling potato or carrot or something.
It hurts.
That shit hurts, and so doing it over and over, I was like, oh my gosh, they're really getting into it, and it was long. Like it was. She endured and she's fighting it the whole time. I thought that took a lot of great presence to do that death. Mm-hmm. And also because it was like showcased for so long. And I was like, oh my God, no. Put the peeler down. Every bit of it was awesome. I was just, I loved it.
I loved
all
the
blood.
Oh.
Like as Girl That's Scary always says, more blood, guts, and ass, please. And they delivered. I also love that moment because it shows us that Tiffany is still doing the voodoo because like we got away from that because she's been doing so many things. We got away from that. And I'm like, good for you picking up your hobbies while you're in jail. Let's do this. And I want to see more of that. I want her to reboot Practical Magic, make it darker and bloodier. I want Jennifer Tilly in everything. Witchcraft, all of it. Give me.
Yes. I thought it was really interesting too that because when she mentioned her religious themes, I was like, okay, it's clearly going to be the Voodoo for Dummies book, like obviously. But then when she had the voodoo dolls too, which made the opening thing make sense, I was like, is she gonna put herself into a voodoo doll? I was like, that's gonna be fucking weird and like sneak out. But then when you realize what she is doing, that she's going to control this officer who's been such a bitch to her this whole time, is chef's kiss.
When she picked up Martha Stewart's cigarette butt, I was like, that's voodoo. I know this is voodoo. Yes. And I'm okay with it because Jennifer Tilly. Let's see what happens.
And that security guard deserved it. That was one of my notes. It's like that. Why would she didn't need to spit like that? That's gross. So therefore, she deserves whatever she gets in my world. So, but I love the voodoo doll. I loved her doing that because she's so playful, and I just see like this really serious woman, this actress, and she's playing this character that is so like just disturbed and it makes me giggle And the plotting that she's doing is great because that's what Chucky's doing right now too. He's going for the long game, and she has to get out of there, and she's on a short time frame because they said, well, like 3 weeks.
Yeah.
She had like 3 weeks before death row.
Which I love because she's got 3 weeks, and Charles Lee Ray might have 3 weeks if he's lucky. And so both of them have the countdown. And so I'm like, we're about to get stressed from both sides. Yes, let's go.
Yes. I also, Tiffany is such a fun killer because she has fun with it. I feel like Chucky is now becoming like kind of dark, which I get, and I love that too. But she's like chaos, wild, and fun.
Philip might be onto something. For people listening, not watching, Philip just asked, is it Tiffany's affinity and loyalty to Damballa keeping Charles Lee Ray's Chucky from being successful with his voodoo? Damballa has chosen his favorite. Much like the internet.
I can see that. That's interesting. That is interesting.
And she's way more fun right now. He's like plotting slowly, and he's slowing down, because of age, because he's 3 now. And so, he's doing, he's got it, and he has to work harder too. The whole setup to what he ended up doing at the final, it was like, what is he doing? What's taking so long? Like, he grabbed the knife, he's doing this. And the whole time he has like this goal that he's going to get to. And it's always a shocker because he steps ahead. But I think it's because he knows he has to. He has to go for something completely off, like, nobody's thinking of it. He needs to be thinking not just a few steps ahead. He needs to be thinking about tomorrow. How is he going to get there? And he doesn't want to like get a day older either. So something big, he's going for big and getting there fast somehow.
I love that because that is definitely Chucky's MO, to always go over the top. Like I was thinking a lot about season 1 and 2 because it's when I had so many callbacks, like Lexi doing Don't Fear the Reaper, and we know that was season 1 callback. We also talked about her dad, which was a season 1 murder, but he's also here as a different actor. Well, the actor is here as a different character.
Right.
And we know that this is because Chucky was part of an exorcism last year that he's aging now. And so I love that. I love the continuity of this fucking franchise. Because like everything matters and everything is important.
Well, and they even call back to a lot of the movies during Tiffany's court scene a few episodes ago. Like, you're getting all of this context from films that are, some of them are what, 30, 40 years old now at this point?
Possibly. Yeah, actually, because that first one came out in like 84, 85. I should know this. I know I used to know this. I used to be a smarter
40
person.
years. I know. Yeah. It's like 86. Darn.
Wait, I think it's 88 because I did this thing that it was like, what horror movie was number 1 the year you were born? And I was in the middle of
88.
I was in the middle of Child's Play and It. So I was like, I'm stuck in the middle of Chucky and Pennywise. So, hey, that's pretty good.
Listen. Which is wow. I thought that was 90. Yeah. No, but I love that continuity because like it's almost like the Chucky cinematic universe, the CCU. And so all of us who've been paying attention since we were born and catching up are just like, oh yeah, that's when that happened. Oh yeah, of course she was the one that snitched on him. We always wonder who snitched on him. And so like I don't know where it's going. I don't know if this is our last season. It better not be. But I'm having fun and nothing feels forgotten or like it was a waste of time. Ever.
Yeah. I agree.
I would like to bring up the terrible security because it is just not believable anymore at this point. And the next time they're going to have to go for something else because everything seems to always fall on something that happened when nobody was looking. And in this specific one, it kind of drove me nuts because I was looking at the little kid and Chucky had the knife and it was like, the knife is right there. It's like, come on, you guys, do a better job securing our president, okay, and his children.
Yes.
Second, but
right?
That knife could have gone to Devin.
Listen, like protect Devin at all costs. Devin and Devin Sawa, both Devins, the real one and the fake one, need you to be on your job.
Yeah, I thought that too. And then I wonder why did if Chucky already had the plan to drop the chandelier.
It's because he's like, look over here while and you're not paying attention to that.
Yeah.
And
when Devin picked,
like
or not. Sorry, go ahead. I was just going to say, like I said earlier, when the president picked up the doll, I thought he was going to pull out that knife and go whonk, like he did to the secretary lady right in front of everybody.
Mm-mm. He's gonna play coy. But he's also gonna kill some more people because, like, much like me and donuts, you can't just have one. And so Chucky's like, I got a plan, but also I'm taking more on the side.
Yeah.
So this nanny, I was not a fan of her, and so I was happy that the kid Henry was not a fan of her. What did he say? That's Satan's holiday. That's what Joseph said. That's Satan's day. Her and her ghost whisper vibes were just not welcome, and so I'm happy she got.
Yeah, I didn't understand the moment right before the chandelier falls when she's like, "They're everywhere. I see them." And I was like, "What the fuck are you talking about? Like, what? That came out of nowhere." I'm so confused.
She was talking about seeing ghosts, and so I was like, "Oh, she's one of those," because it wasn't like in a genuine way. It's like, I see dead people. Give me attention. I used to be an actor. She also lost me. She was like, I used to be a theater person. I'm like, ooh, you were an actor. I can tell. You're a musical theater kid. Get out. Get out.
Like, she came dressed as Mary Poppins, so that tracks.
I was like, you're gonna start Into the Woods any second. I'm gonna fight you, Chucky. Get her.
Well, I knew she was. That's one I was like, she's gonna die. Like,
which is why Martha Stewart died. I was like, what? And then Chucky's like, bitch, I'm working. I'm like, never mind, Charles. Continue.
She came in with a lot of awkward energy, and it's just like no adult is surviving around the kids. So I knew she was going to go, but it was, I think she got a very good death because it was just as dramatic as her. And, and I was like, she wanted is like she's just being over the top about everything that she's doing. And the kid's not feeling it or anything like that. But when she stood up, I just couldn't believe that she had lived that chandelier.
Like, how did you live?
Yeah, I was like, she's okay? And that was fabulous. That was fabulous.
I was waiting to see what was going to happen to her because I'm like, she's not coming back from this. I know that adrenaline is a powerful drug, but also like she did. How's she gonna die? And then her face lit off, and I was like, Don Mancini, and your writer's room is going to hell.
This episode, they loved faces falling off. They loved it. What's her face boiled off? Her face slid off.
It should have been called Face Off. That should have been the episode title. Like, I know Dressed to Kill because people were like stunting. And also Chucky was slaying. Like, that's one of the times that like the account interacted with me, like the Chucky's real account. Because I was like, Chucky took the meeting in both ways. Because
he looked cool. He looked cool.
I've never seen him dress so well. Like, I'm just like, whoever styled you tonight, Chucky, don't kill them and give them an increase. Like,
where did he get that clothes? Where'd he get the clothes?
They were the brothers. They were the brothers.
The brothers.
That's why when Daddy Sawa walked in and saw this doll in his dead son's costume from last year, I would have been livid. I would have gone off on somebody.
It also made me wonder what 3-year-olds into Phantom of the Opera, because like I know I'm not the biggest musical theater fan. But as a child, even I was like laughing at like the nanny who they're like ripping those kind of shows apart. And so I was like, this 3-year-old was like, I'm going to Broadway. Come on, Daddy, get my cape. And I'm just like, I want more history. I want more flashbacks. I have questions.
I feel like we're going to get that in the second half. I feel like they've got to at least tell me how he died. We still don't know how Joseph died.
I assume it's for whatever disease they're raising money for at this party, which is going to be...
Did she ever say?
They kept it vague, and they might be keeping it vague for reasons because the internet's awful. Yeah,
fair. Yeah, every moment that they've had, they said $10 million for a worthy cause. Lots of families are affected by the same thing or something like that. And I did like rewind it a little because I was like, did I miss it? And I keep racking my brain, like, am I missing what they said? I know maybe it's not our business because it's a child, they're trying to be quiet, but it's Chucky, so they're going to tell us. And I don't know. And the president is very disturbed, and he's seeing his ghost, and it's making me kind of sad because the way he was like following him around and stuff. And so I'm like, I wonder if it's going to have anything to do with his final death. So maybe they don't want to like reveal it yet.
I think it's also interesting because now that we know that that brother died of an illness and we're watching Chucky slowly die, this is not the best voodoo doll for Henry to be holding on to for so many reasons, aside from it being a toxic murder doll. And so I wonder if this is what's going to help Chucky finally maybe turn a little kid into a murderer. Because, like, if you want to save me, you got to kill your dad. Because we know how Chucky likes to instigate.
Mm-hmm.
Because he is straight up calling him, you don't have to miss him. He's right there. Like he isn't like it's like the attachment syndrome thing. You know, I'm not like a professional or whatever, but that is definitely what he's doing. And they needed to get him a counselor a long time ago because he is sitting there with this boy and he is like, no, he doesn't want anybody seeing because he's getting older. He is full on accepted that Chucky Joseph is completely inanimate when people are around, but he moves and talks around just like, and he's his brother and calls himself his brother.
Every time Chucky falls to the floor when somebody's coming in, I die. Like, it will never get old for me. It will never be overused. He could do it in the scene 5 times, and each time, me like a hyena. And I don't know what this is about me as a person.
It is peak America when the president's son can't even afford therapy.
He could afford therapy. It's peak white people to not see a therapist.
It's like, peak people because there's lots of people who need therapy.
Listen. I'm just saying, a lot of white men should be going to therapy, and we'd have a lot less of the things that be happening. But that's a different podcast.
We could be here all night.
Listen, the Chucky Minisode that became 5 hours.
Almost like passed out.
Yeah. He's like, I'm never coming back to that fucking street. I hate them.
All right. Yeah, it'd be like almost passed out, me and Sharai are drunk as hell. We're just like, all right, fine, we're done. We're going
2 hours. 2 hours in, Alma's like, my internet's out.
Oh gosh.
I also have to call out the Helen Shivers moment towards the end when Chucky.
I didn't catch that. Okay, tell me.
When Chucky hits the mirror with the side of his fist
and
it cracks.
Yeah.
I was like, you of all people, Trent.
My brain didn't go there, but yes.
You're muted,
right.
Alma.
His hair fell out, and yeah, that's great.
I see it now, but I did it because you said it, and I was like, and I was watching your tweet, and I was a little bit behind, so I'd wait like a minute or two before I read your tweets, and so I didn't mind reading it, and I was like, what am I missing? But I watched the whole episode again, just because it's been certain things have been killing me, like what happened to the son, and did I miss something from this episode itself kind of seemed very long because there was a lot of things happening. I don't know how they fit all of it into this episode. There had big kills and there's a lot of story happening, but it felt longer than usual. And I thought, man, this could have been like a movie. And I needed to watch it like all over again so I'd understand.
I always watch them twice just because I'm tweeting during the first time and then I have to take notes. Plus, like, we catch a lot of the horror references, but like there's so many more that we're not catching. Are you haunted, Trent?
I don't know what the fuck that was.
Don't go and investigate. Don't go
storming,
investigate.
So it's probably thunder, lightning, or something. That's
okay. That's scary as shit. Don't go out there.
It was gonna be Chucky.
What my motto is: I don't hear it, I don't see it. It's not real. So just don't go over there.
Norman didn't even freak out. She's just still laying there.
No, I mean Chucky doesn't just run up on you; he gets shipped to you, so it'll appear as a box you weren't expecting.
Right.
One of the things that this episode, because it's the season and we're going to be on pause for a minute, one of the things that like came into my mind was the fact that we are not getting a lot of Nika, who we know still has beef with Chucky, and has beef with Tiffany Tilly. And I like that we're letting the kids drive it because you know that we get back down with legacy characters all the time and stuff. But I also feel like if there's a murder doll around, people are going to want to fight some more until you kill them, which I don't know if we would kill anybody who's a legacy character because this is a family show after all. It's fucking Chucky.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see. I bet we get more Lexi in the second half.
Nika?
Yeah, that's what.
I was like,
Yeah,
we've
my
gotten plenty
brain,
of
my
those.
brain is. I'm still like, what the fuck was that? Anyway, sorry.
It's I think she's plotting. I think just like when they're
Yes.
not showing anybody, something huge is happening, and so I'm expecting that. So I'm so glad too that they had a big face reveal with the mask and Chucky, because that took me out. Like I was seeing Cocoon, old alien shriveled up inside his cocoon. I swear I laughed so hard, but at the same time it made me feel bad for Chucky, Grandpa Chuck. It's like I'm concerned for him. I'm like, he all wheezing, and does he need like an oxygen tank?
The tiniest
Little oxygen tank, tiny walker. How is he going to be doing anything if he was scary? I was like, but it's also sad. I like, why do I feel sad for him? That's why I have Chucky, because I love him. He's cute.
Can you see Caroline carrying around her grandpa Chucky, being like, "This is not my grandpa, it's my doll." Like, I just
when the little boy told his dad and Chucky had the costume on because he was scared he was looking old.
I love that President Sawa is registering all of this and looking at the doll, but never investigating. Because again, he's like, I've been killed 3 times already on this show. I'm just gonna mind my own business, and I'm gonna let this doll and this little boy fight it out.
I wonder what would happen if like someone tried to like yank the mask off Chucky before he was like, would he have come to life? Right? Fuck you, asshole.
He keeps a weapon on him. He's always packing, which is why Teddy is no longer with us.
That's fair. All right. Do we have any more notes before we get to? Oh, you're good.
I was gonna say, what do we think we can expect from the back half of this season?
Did you all watch the season Amuse Bouche, like a little clip bit from for the next one? Okay, because we get our texts from Chucky and everything, so I looked at those. So it had a little bit of, I would say, it was splatterings of things happening, but I think definitely they're gonna kill the president. I think he's definitely gone. One of the boys has to go. I don't think that they're gonna lose the core 3 at all, but I think someone's going to come, and the thing is, like, somebody big needs to go, and it can't just be the president. And and I know Tiffany's going to get free, because there's no way she's going to stay up in there. No, she's getting free very soon, and we have to wait. And I was just like, I was just kind of infuriated that we have to wait. But the little clip bit thing that they had going was really exciting, because then you saw like the little sad, feeble, tiny, shrinking Charles Lee Ray. And so I like that. The doll, like, who made that doll? Are they just sitting in a studio right now, meticulously hand painting tiny cocoon Grandpa Chucky?
Oh, too good.
What do you think happened?
I mean, yeah, I definitely agree. I think Daddy Sawa is going to die again. I mean, that's kind of the trend, right? It probably will be the season finale. I think it'll be some big moment, probably about his dead son. I think, or maybe it'll be, another one of his sons will die. It'll be like a joint, like, grief something. I definitely think one of the boys is dying, probably Grant.
Yes, please.
I don't think any of the core trio will die, but I think at least one of them will almost die. Like, they might get hurt. And I think Tiffany's getting out.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Tiffany's definitely getting out. She's not gonna get out the first episode back, because that guard needs more time, and also this is fun. Let's milk it. But like, she'll be out before the finale. She'll be out for the penultimate.
Did y'all catch that she gave the guard a Southern accent?
Yeah.
She came back. She's like, Miss Tilly.
Also, her jail outfits. Her jail outfits are fancier than anything I've ever owned in my life. I want to dress like Tiffany Valentine in jail. That's how I want to dress next summer.
I need it. I need red and orange little rompers things, and I don't know. I love it, and I love that she's got. Yeah, she's got hose and her heels and everything.
Right.
In solitary confinement on death row. Who's dressing it? Who's delivering the clothes? She's not her wardrobe person.
Well, now she does because she voodooed herself one.
Listen, I love her so much. I also it didn't register until the second watch today. This is the first time we're seeing her play Tiffany Valentine in so long because she's been playing Tiffany Valentine as a doll. She's been playing Tiffany Valentine as Jennifer Tilly. Um, and so this is the first time she's like, "No, I'm not Jennifer Tilly. I'm Tiffany Valentine." And it's been kind of fun to see her peel back all of the stuff that Tiffany was assigning to
Yes.
Jennifer. She'd be like,
But
"No,
I
it's me."
also love when Nia Vardalos' character walks off and she's like, "Moon Over," whatever the movie is, was
Goes
a
over Broadway.
yeah, was a terrible movie, and she was like, "I am an Oscar-nominated actor."
It was a good movie. I was nominated for an Oscar. That no bitch will be on my tombstone. Like, I've already decided, whoever's making my tombstone, I need everything Jennifer Tilly said in this episode on the front, my info on the back. Please lie about my age. Something about that.
Everything was quotable. Everything. They had
Yes.
so many great lines. She had so many great lines. I think she really, everything was just perfect, and I think it needs to be because she is like the actress / Tiffany Valentine, and those lines were perfect, and she delivers them amazing, and it's so fun. I love that, the fun, because like when she comes back, ooh, did Evelyn make the dinner? Because she already knows, and I like watching her with her little dolls and everything, playing along with everything, and it just, I love it. I want more of that, and I kind of feel sad because I'm like, I think that she needs to stay on. I don't want her to go. Like, if she escapes, they'll probably won't show her for a couple of episodes or something. And I think that if they kill the president, I think it'll just make the vice president president. And so he'll step back, and maybe he'll be gone for the rest of the episode. But Tiffany is a character that is like, I think it needs to be of equal. And I think they realize that for the fans, because of how much effort they put into keeping her on screen and being quality, because it's not just there for there, it's plot, it's substance for to continue in our, what'd you call it, our universe, the only universe that matters.
Yes, the CCU.
It's a CCU.
Yeah.
No, it's her show. It's her franchise. Since she moved in Bride of Chucky, it's been a co-ownership, and I love that because it was called Bride of Chucky, and now she owns 50% of the franchise. Like, it is literally her and Charles Lee Ray. You can't have one without the other. And so I think that whatever the end game is, they're gonna have to have a voodoo off. They're gonna have to actually kill each other again. Whatever the end game is, whenever the end game happens, literally, because again, you can't have one without the other. One might think they've won for a moment, but the other one's coming right back around because they're tied, they're tethered.
Yes.
And
that's why I love the background when they're watching Bride of Frankenstein. That's why I wear my Bride of Frankenstein shirt.
Yes.
I love it. I love that movie, and it was so good that they featured that in the background of, and they weren't even talking about it, but it was just there because it knows that was something. Like when Frankenstein, Frankenstein's monster goes, he's like, no, they both got to go. They both got to go. They both died together because they both don't deserve to live. And so I was like, I love that they put that in the background of something that is showcasing that in their reality, in their universe.
Definitely.
Especially because they both kind of made each other the monsters they've become. Because she got him set up, which is why he was like, I'm hopping in this doll, I won't have a consequence. And then he came back and killed her so he wouldn't be a doll alone. And so they literally Frankenstein each other. They are each other's monster.
Yes.
But I think in addition to her getting out of jail, we also are going to have her and Nika have another moment because we're not done with Miss Nika. I know we're not. I don't know who might die, but it needs to be somebody central. We sort of let Kyle and Andy go. That would have been the easiest thing. But again, it's a family show. We're not going to kill the legacy characters. We just send them off quietly. But that would have been the easiest thing, to kill one of them for real and not be like, maybe wink, wink, or is this a glove? It would have just been easy to be like, no, Andy, sorry about it. It's been 40 years. Good day. Good.
I was going to add, I have another prediction. I don't think Tiffany is going to escape until the season finale. And I think it's going to be the day of her execution. and Nika's going to be there because Nika said, I will be there to watch them put the whatever into your veins. And she's going not be involved. Clearly, she's not going to support it, but she will be in somehow trying to stop Tiffany from escaping. And Nika could be our big kill.
I don't know if we'd kill her either just yet, is the thing. Especially because she's not got enough screen time this season.
We shall see. But I think that'll be season finale. Like, I don't think Tiffany will stay in prison until season finale.
I don't know if we could sustain her in prison for 5 episodes is my thing. And I know how that sounds because they can do it wherever they want. I've seen them do it. But I just think that they're going to have to spring her a little bit sooner. Like whether that's the 2nd or 3rd episode back, I don't know. But I think to give us 5 of her in prison being like, I got voodoo. And again, we're watching Fertility do anything. But I just think that it would be more beneficial to see her do more fun stuff on the outside now that we've conquered this.
It may not be season finale, but I do stand by that. I think it will be the day of her execution and Nika will be there and be involved.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because it's got to be a big thing, That's pretty huge.
You're executing Jennifer Tilly, so you need to have press. It's an event. The president probably has to go over there if he's alive.
Who did she kill in Texas? Anyway,
I think it was a tour guide, she said.
Oh, okay.
It was in the last episode, not this one.
New Jersey.
There was over 100 kills. I'm like, really? Did they have enough evidence to prove she did all of those? Come on.
Right.
That jury was rigged.
Right. They just hate Jennifer Tilly and they hate her daughter.
You're obsessed with her and you're obsessed with her daughter. Anyway.
Yeah. I would say if we were going to kill one of the trio, I think it might be Lexi's time to go because they were trying to redeem her the entire run, kind of, sort of, and it ain't working. So I could see her definitely trying to sacrifice herself for Grant, even though why? Why?
Or the sister.
Even better. That I could support. Maybe Caroline kills her. Maybe she's like, Caroline. Caroline's like, haha, bitch. And Chucky's like, I converted a bitch. Yay!
That would be wild. Yeah, I think if I don't think any of the trio will die, but if they do, it will be Lexi.
We've not blown anybody up yet this season either, and Chucky loves to do that, and so I don't know. Somebody important has to die. It's like Clue, It's like somebody gotta go, but also nobody's gonna go. And we also have to remember that whoever does die, coming back as a different character, anyways. So like, it's not.
True.
This is like Doctor Who for actors.
Yeah.
It's like Doctor Who, but instead of coming to a new person, you're becoming a new character.
How many times has Daddy Sawa died in this process?
3 that we know of.
All right. You got any more, Sharai, before we get to tops and bottoms?
I was just going to say, because it's the last episode of the season, what has been our favorite moment?
Alma, you want a minute or you want to go first?
I got one. I'm gonna go with Tiffany going to jail, going to prison, walking in like she is walking the red carpet. I loved that welcome to prison. I loved it because she was fun and she's like, hi, and she's just like smiley, and it's like you're walking to death row, ma'am. Madame.
She knows she's getting out. She's like, I'm not staying here.
Yeah, but I love that. I love that because it was very Hollywood and very, just star. And I thought it just really kind of featured her character so well doing that, not just the outfits, not just everything she's done. She's giving so much more as she's in her little red jumper suit romper, because it's,
Yes.
And I just thought that was really just a special touch, because they could have just shown her already in solitary confinement, right. Just, having the door slammed on her, because that would have been very startling as well. But they featured her whole long walk, like walking the green mile, walking the mile, walking the green mile. So
I wonder if there'll be Green Mile references in the second half.
Oh, there should be.
I bet there will be. Sharai, what's your favorite?
I asked you. You gotta go first.
Okay. I was trying to be nice. My favorite's easy. It's the sex talk. That was such a good moment, especially as a queer viewer. I was like, it was funny. It was poignant. It was cute. All the above. Chef's kiss favorite part of the first half of this season?
I can't choose, but both of them are small moments, so I'm gonna cheat and do it. I love the small moments because like Chucky's always been over the top, and so it's like when something small happens and you die laughing, that's when you know it's like really good. The first one is the "fuck you, Devin" text because everybody's like, "He threatened me. He reminded me to kill my mom." He just says, "Fuck you, Devin," and you hear it in Brad Dourif's voice. You hear everything in Brad Dourif's voice, whether it's the text messages or whatever. You just hear it. My other moment that like killed me was in the last episode when they're arresting Tiffany and one guard walks out of her black wig and the other two walk her out. Those are the little things.
So shady. So shady. Shady lady. All right. Let's get to tops and bottoms. This episode's going to be as long as the episode was.
It's got to tie them over to who knows when.
It's true. Alma, what was your top and bottom from this episode?
Okay, me is purple. Oh yes, my top was the reporter taking a picture of herself when she was dead. I love that because it was already she's dead. She's already dead, but she's been upset and she's been under my skin. Yeah, she's been under my skin for no damn reason. She's just doing her job, but she's on the other side. She's not on my side, so she's the other side. And so seeing her guts, and it was like so alien, when Bishop gets torn open in his guts, and he's, trying to do something to save yourself or something. No, her first thought is, this is going to make for a good story. And she picks up her camera and takes a picture of herself in the scene. And I'm like, that was great. There was a lot of great kills. Everything was fabulous. But that special extra, like those little extra bits, I think that takes everything over the top is what I love.
With her organs out. Like we saw her stomach, we saw her liver, we saw her kidneys. We saw
her spleen.
Y'all getting wild in here with the prosthetics. Yes, please. My thing about the reporter is I thought she'd be a bigger part of this story because she was like, I got questions. And so for her to get this murder so early, I was like, man. But we also always get like randos who we think we think will be something and then they're not. Like that's just Chucky's universe. Cause you're like, oh yeah, that kid's gonna be important. That kid's dead. Okay. Devin Sawa was gonna be important. Oh, one of him is already dead. Never mind. Like
they kill everybody. They kill the foster mama, anybody, just because when you think that they're going to get in the door, that's why it's interesting that security guy is still alive. The one who's conspiring with the president's wife, because it's like, he needs to be gone already. You know what I mean? He's doing something and everybody else is getting killed. Kill him.
Is he in the cult of Chucky? Because he's only aiding Chucky at this point.
That's true. That is a good fucking point. That is a good point.
I like that. Oh, okay. All right. And so my bottom was that the trio went in there and they didn't have a plan. They didn't have a plan. No. What was she going to do?
Talking on a phone.
She had her hair stabbies, her tongs in there. And was that it? And what did what?
Jake had his arms.
Yeah. He had a rope. He took this rope.
He picked up a corkscrew, and I was like, "Are you really gonna corkscrew Chucky?" And I guess that's better than nothing. And I do love that
when they made Lexi take the things out of her hair, and she was like, "Oh, they ruined my costume."
She's so Lexi. That's one of the things that also I like with this episode is that each of those members of the trio reminded us who they are. Like, for instance, when the chandelier is about to fall and Devin knows something's up, he's the investigator. She's like, let me go over there. Let's see what's happening. He also had the phone because, like, Jake and Lexi were like, we're going to tie him up. We're going to stab him. Devin's like, we've killed him multiple times. It's not worked. We need evidence. We need to put this on World Star. I'm taking my phone. We're going to document this shit. I'm an investigator. And I'm like, yes.
But then Lexi's right when she's like, they're just going to say it's special effect. They're just going to say it's a deep fake and say that it's not real.
But at least it's doing something different because they've beat so many dolls to death. They've choked so many dolls to death, and they just keep coming. And he's like, "What if we just start putting it on the internet? Let's just go ahead and see it. Let's see if that works. Let's try it. Just see how it feels." So I do love that each of the trio gets to be the trio because Lexi's very pouty and is like, my hair, I need validation. And Jake is like, I have to validate her because I'm still dealing with my own trauma and I don't know how to not validate my abusers. You get to see them for who they are in their role in the perspective trio, and I love that. Yeah.
Mhm. And they are kids, I get it, but it's just, I was like, you had to think of what you were going to do. And I know they're getting impatient too. That's why they're like, this is our only chance. Lexi has a foot in there already. She's got the foot in the door. Kick it open and stay with the son for a little while. Okay, you were in less meaningful relationships, and I fake it longer, girl, and so that you can get closer and get the doll. Make a plan. I know they don't even have their mama no more. They don't got their fake mama, and they're
They ain't got no
impatient,
mamas.
impulsive children right now. And I don't mean to like to be rude, but you know what I mean. I get why they didn't have a plan, but they needed something.
I also wanted to know how Mrs. President silenced all these children about their like foster mom disappearing, because it's just like, I'm not going to mention that. We also heard some invites to the house where she went missing it, and I'm just like, I know that like cover-ups are cover-ups, but we missed a scene or three.
Because they know that they can't say anything. They can't say they don't have anybody supervising them because they'll get taken away, and right. She's not going to say shit. And so it's kind of like she's looking at, maybe they just think she's missing, or I wouldn't say anything. It's like when you know something real interesting, but you can't say it to the people that you're with. So you just you hold your tongue. That's it. But it does feel like,
yeah. Because I'd be like, I know your guardian's dead and you've not said anything. I don't see any news reports. What is up with the three of you? So again, I wish there had been more discourse, even if it was silent. I don't trust this bitch back and forth between her and the kids. But like, again, we had to kill so many people. We didn't have time for that. Maybe that'll come in the back half.
Right.
I needed two tops because obviously,
you greedy bitch.
Listen. It's a weekend.
It's about to snow. Okay, fine. I'll give you two tops.
I need two tops and a bottom. My first top is Jennifer Tilly's the VIP of the season. She's the ultimate top. I think we thought we knew what tops were before she entered the chat. And now we know. If you look up top in the dictionary, it's a picture of her being like, yeah. She is top. She is big top energy. You can't. So much happened. So many people died. And I was like, yes. But also when we come back to her, I'm like, this is the show I'm waiting for. And to pull focus that way every fucking time. Like, chef's kiss, no notes, 10s across the board. Give her the Emmys. Give her the whatever else that you give people in TV. I don't know anymore. I don't follow award shows. My other top, who is also impressive, just not Jennifer Tilly kind of top, is the chandelier fucking moment, because it's the most brutal kill I have seen on USA, and I was a 90s kid. When that chandelier hit and everybody was just like in pieces, literally, all of the blood, all of the gore. It was a gory wonderland. I lived. If Jennifer Tilly had not been this episode, that would have been the moment that I would be talking about the most, but she was. Sorry to that moment. And my bottom is Grant. Send tweet.
My top is Tiffany doing voodoo in prison and still looking amazing. I just love this idea of Tiffany in prison wearing whatever the fuck she wants and doing voodoo and killing people. It's just so funny to me. I love it so much. And then my bottom was the nanny. I didn't understand the character. I don't think the character was well fleshed out. I didn't get it.
I got her. I just didn't like her. And then that's the difference. Because again, we knew a lot of musical theater people back in the day who were insecure and doing the most. And she's also one of those people who sees dead people and needs you to know it. She can't just be like, I saw that. She's like, I saw it. And everybody needs to know I saw it because I'm always on stage. I'm main character syndrome. And so I was happy they sliced her face off and sent her on her way. Look.
Yeah. Same. That's my bottom.
Would that really kill you though? I mean, if it's just like your face?
I'm wondering if she also took some damage to the head because she was running.
There's got to be some internal injuries in that as well.
I'm surprised she stood up.
What I'm imagining is like a nice chunk of chandelier got her on the head and took her out that way. So like one of the people in Halloween 2 kills, the original Halloween 2, not Rob Zombie, not David Gordon Green. But in the original one, it's like, oh, trauma. As a piece of it was slicing off her face. And she got back up with the adrenaline. She's like, I'm fine. And she was not fine. And that's how we got the kid on the horn in Halloween 2 when Doris Stroke trying to hide because he was like, I'm fine. I got back up. Michael is out here. That's what I'm imagining. And I did think about it a lot because I'm me.
That's fair. All right, y'all. Well, that is our thoughts on the first half of season 3 of Chucky. Hope you all enjoyed our mini-sodes. Thank you, everyone who watched this live. Thank you to everyone who's listened to this later. Thank you to Alma for joining us. We always love having our neighbors on Fear Street.
Thank you.
And I want to go ahead and give a shout out to all of our guests these last 4 episodes. Thank you all for joining us. And yeah, we'll see y'all next year, I guess.
Yeah. In the meantime, tell your execs to pay people because I'm getting tired. For so many reasons, for all the reasons. Bye.
Stay fierce out there. Bye.